DC Universe Presents number 5, aka Deadman number 5, written by Paul Jenkins, art by Bernard Chang. We left off last issue with Boston meeting with the Son of the Morning and getting a bargaining chip that he can use against Rama, and then Rama being very, very pissed about this. This issue picks up with basically the confrontation. It is Boston standing up to Rama and saying, all right, let's do this. So it comes up and Boston, still in the body of the veteran, his name is Johnny, basically saying, like, look, you told me my task was to, you gave me an impossible task, and you said if I failed, I'd be left to wander around as a ghost. But you failed to mention that's all I would be doing anyway. And Rama just pissed off at the arrogance at him. She screams his essence out of Johnny, spreads his essence across the universe, and he lands bloody and bruised on the pedestal that represents himself, his own path and soul, however you want to view it. But he stands up and he's like, cry all you want, Rama, I'm not playing this game anymore. And he comments on how the form she took, a beautiful, voluptuous woman, was, of course, exactly what Boston would fall for. So this whole thing was to manipulate him the whole time. This was all just a lie. And Boston's like, why don't you just show me your true form? And so she does reveal her true godlike form, and Boston seemingly recoils from it. But he's like, look, regardless of your true essence or whatever you want to call it, I'm not afraid of you. I have what you were looking for. I have the thing that you were using me for. So now I have just one card that I can play against you. And Rama's just like, you don't matter to me. You absolutely, you are nothing in the universal scale. And he's like, oh, is that not so? Because Son of the Morning says, I do have something that I can use against you. He says hi, by the way. And basically Boston just lays into it. It's like, I know you're looking for a question, because without being able to consider all of the questions, you can never really reach true godhood, and that's what you're after. And you sent me out to find that question, but you never considered what would happen if I was successful. And Rama's like, I consider everything. He's like, no, you try to cover all the angles just like normal people do. But if you really had the ability to cover everything, you wouldn't need a ghost in a trapeze outfit to do your legwork for you. And basically he's like, look, I have what you want. You know you want it. Now we're just haggling over a price. And Rama tells him, I could just rip it out of your head, right? He's like, if you could, you would have already. And now you've already let on that you do want this. So let's talk about the price. And he lays into her a little bit and says, look, you think that knowing this question will get you one step closer to godhood, because right now you're maybe halfway there. You are not a true god. And I have this question you want. So what's it going to be? And she just recoils for a bit, but she's like, I will consider what you have to say. And it's this beautiful 5,000 panels on this page. But the main central focus of it is Boston's just asking for a new deal. He's sick that he is still tied in his essence, his being, to all of the beings of the hosts that he's inhabited before, possessed, however you want to call it. And even when he succeeds on his purpose, then he would escape from them. But the purpose was always impossible. So he's like, no, here's what happens. From now on, I will succeed for their individual purpose. I will do what they need. But then once that is set, we go our separate ways. Their soul is free to do their thing, and I will do my thing. And she's like, fine, tell me the question, and then I'll do it. And he's like, no, you're going to do it first, and then I'll give you the question. And Rama, of course, she just takes a second, but she snaps her fingers, and then he can feel that not only is the connection broken, it was never there to begin with. The timeline itself has been rewritten to where none of that even happened. And they were always free of Boston's influence, however you want to call it. And Rama's like, there, I did it. But you are still going to be working for me. You are still going to be getting hosts, and you are still going to be completing those missions for them. And he's like, fine, yeah, that's whatever. By the way, the reason that you're so upset at being challenged by a human is that it's showing you humility. It's something that you've never had before, and that's what the question is. The question is humility. The question is, why me? And Rama, she can't understand that. She's like, there is no why. It's just what it is. He's like, no, no. To a god, that may seem that way, but you have that same level of fallibleness as humans do, and you have to question, why me? Why has this happened to me? So Rama takes a second. They stand off, and she says, okay, I'll think about that question. And she sends Deadman back with the new deal in place. So then Deadman's like, all right, so I've sealed it away with Rama. Now I just have to do what's needed for Johnny. And Johnny's been thinking on that same question of why me? Why did I survive that attack on my Humvee when all of my fellow soldiers didn't? So he's trying to, while he may not be able to answer that question, he is going to change the question to something else. And apparently that whole terrorist plot of like the League of Anarchy that I think has made appearances in previous issues, Deadman just possesses Johnny's body, puts him in his old army outfit, and then just destroys them. Like, just straight up he has a rocket launcher. He blows up their truck. He goes on a one-man spree of just taking out this domestic terrorist cell. And as they get through it, they show flashbacks to Johnny's time in the military and all of his going through that stuff. And as the battle's going on, Deadman makes the point of, at some point in there, me and Johnny split. Like, I did what I needed to do. I changed his question. I succeeded in making him not have to worry about, like, survivor's guilt, pretty much. So it goes through and it shows the fallout from it. Johnny became a local hero, but obviously he doesn't care about that. He's just happy that he can now move forward with his life and maybe make some changes to his own stuff. And Deadman realizes that that's kind of the change that's happened within himself as well, is that he has seen himself as the victim for so long. And now he realizes that, no, he's not the victim. He can be the hero. Instead of asking, why me, he can ask, why not me, instead. And that's where we leave off with Deadman changing, I guess, his whole existence. I really like this one. I think I also said I really like the last one as well. It has like a Sandman feel to it. I really like how this one plays it off. Because this just... maybe this is the way Deadman's always be. I'm not familiar enough with the character to know. But this feels like such a fundamental shift in the character overall, and I just really enjoy how it was done. Just this philosophical nature. It's literally just Deadman argues with God for half the issue and then wins. Like, that's incredible to me on just a conceptual level. I love it so much. Art style, great. Maybe a bit stock standard of like house style, but they're like that layout of when he's arguing with Rama and all the creativeness done with that, very well done. Overall, I'm going to give this one an 8. I think it's extremely well done. I think if you are curious about any sort of Deadman just story, I know that this one technically also comes with Challengers of the Unknown, but I would just check out this trade. I think that 5 issues just to get a feel for Deadman and who he is as a character, I think this is a fantastic place to start. So yeah, that's it for Deadman. Next week we will look at the Challengers of the Unknown and what they have to present in DC Universe Presents number 6.